Welcome back to the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike, and I didn't want to make another video about this, but I'm a little bit almost addicted to watching these people open Schrodinger's box. In my first video, somebody pointed that out, but what problems are they going to have with these vehicles? But today I'm going to talk about more issues that I didn't talk about in the first video, and the funny thing is there are more people getting them in hand. More people that I've watched for a while and giving honest reviews, showing their issues, and with that I'm going to show what issues they had. Of course, you can go watch their videos. I'll let you know about all of this. PEGWAMRERS, BOTVSCON, and all of them. And it says right there, look at his face, that tells you what is going on with this mask line, Loyal Subjects. Now I want it to succeed. I want it to be good because I want the figures. There are some things that I want. I want the figures. I want a few other things from this. I'd like to see it go redo the whole vintage toy line in modern, improved form, not a lesser quality version. But I actually was going to make a video talking about Patreon and people leaving Patreon today, but I think the mask thing is much bigger and it's much more time sensitive. This whole Patreon departure thing is going to keep going on as time goes by, but it really affects my personal viewing experience on YouTube with all these creators that were on Patreon now locking everything behind their channel membership. It gets really, really freaking annoying. The channel membership's out of hand right now, so I'm going to talk about that probably next week, I guess. But if you want to chime in on noticing the channel memberships just becoming rampant because Patreon going down, you can do that in the comments below. It'll probably help me for next week's video. Yeah, but let's take a look at even more issues. God. With the Killer Mask knockoffs that Loyal Subjects making. I hope John Warden watches this. I hope executives from Loyal Subjects watch this. But I'm guessing they're not going to. We're just going to get more of this weird nonsense. And I will talk about this weird nonsense instead of addressing the problems, addressing the issues. I guess the fans are the issues that our toys are falling apart in front of us coming up. Well, I feel like I've dodged some bullets here by canceling my mask bundle order. And I have two in my cart, or what do you call it, the pile of loot, that I'm probably just going to cancel those too. But I guess I'm going to stop the bullets instead of dodging the bullets. And maybe I'll pick them up on clearance. Here's the thing. If BBTS puts them on steep clearance, and then they put this, they've done this before. They say non-returnable item, this item is faulty product, and then it's like 70% off. I'll buy up 3 of each at 70%. That's what I wanted to do in the first place. And I'll accept the fact they have issues. The packaging is 90% of what I wanted from them in the first place. The fact that they do look beautiful, very nice looking brand new items, but they're all problematic. And yes, whoever said that, I need to give them credit. Schrodinger's box, you don't know if you're only going to have, if you're lucky, you only have 3 issues with your Rhino, or you have 12. I mean, you don't know. It's a roll of the dice. I'm going to start with Kevin at PEGWAMRERS. I took a few screenshots, but it's nothing. A couple screenshots from Kevin's video doesn't do it justice. You need to go watch his video because he goes deep on all of his issues, but he's a super positive guy, and I probably should have got a better screen capture, but he's talking about this and shows that the droopiness of Condor's rotors, and that is kind of unforgivable in a way. I had a 1.17, 16, 17, 6 or 7, 16, 17 of these, and you see how straight the vintage one, 40-year-old vintage one, stays up. It's probably been converted or transformed 40, 50, 60, 70, 100 times by the kid who had it. But this one over here, right out the box, droops as soon as it goes up. Now, this is something that I saw somebody mention, and I didn't know it was widespread issue in my widespread issue video, but I am hearing also that the rear wheel is loose, that it only locks in place up, and then when you take it down, it doesn't lock in place anywhere else, and anywhere along the journey, it is just floppy and loose. So, I mean, that's other stuff I'm hearing about it. This is new information from probably 40, 30 videos I've watched of people opening these, and every time they open them, they're excited, and then issues, right? Well, this is Condor. The easiest one. They couldn't even get the easiest one right. No spring mechanism. Nothing other than simple manual, easy to easy to knock off stuff. Now, I'm not here to bash this. I want this to go on for a long time and us to get a whole bunch of affordable versions. I don't think $135 for a Rhino is affordable. 75 max is what I thought it should have been. Hey, we'll probably be able to pick them up for 30 or 40 bucks when BBTS clearances them all out and says they're all defective. And I'll be buying 3. 4. Anyway, this is the Brad Turner figure. The figures are awesome. I want all the figures. I want figure 2-packs. I want that. They need to do that. I want it to look like vintage style 2-packs. It needs to look exactly like vintage style 2-packs. This would print them money, and they've already got the mold. They've already got the tooling. Putting out this little 2.5-inch, 2 little 2.5-inch figures with masks. I mean, how could that cost more? Why couldn't they hit like a $12.99 price point on those? They could. Well, they could. Greed. Here's Kevin again. PEGWAMRERS, really great dude. I love a lot of his videos that he talks about the stuff that I like. The only videos I don't like of his, just if he talks about stuff I'm not interested in, I just don't watch them. But I think people do that with my channel too. But whenever he talks about anything that I like the Night Force Joe and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, he had problems with this. Every single issue that we've heard about, he's had, but he's had one additional one. So before we get to this problems, let's look at the figures. And I like how he's done this. I mean, so he did a really great job with the comparisons. Again, go to his channel and watch his whole video, because I'm not going to talk about every single thing that he talked about, just the things that are new to me, or new to him, I guess. It's all new to him now, these problems. But I do want to point out, it's kind of strange, though, on the new figure, I do like the Miles Mayhem. I do like their figures. I love them. I want a whole set of them. But it looks like he's got an Indiana Jones rope going on instead of tassels. If you look at right underneath the mask on his right shoulder. Then we get into what Kevin's problem was here. He had this, first off, his rotors don't clip in place. So up top, he cannot get them to clip in place to save his life. And then he had part of one of the missiles for the skid. That whole assembly just broke and fell. You can see the tab that's broken. It just broke and fell out on, and he didn't drop it. He wasn't damaging it. He wasn't being rough with it. Just through normal use, it just broke on him in his hand. And so that's a new one. That's a new one for the history books. Well, this is all for the history book. Now we're getting into BOTVSCON. Bobby the Bot, basically he bought all these. And that's another thing. All these people bought this with their own money. None of this was sent to them for free or given them to review or any of that nonsense. This is their hard-earned money. And as though I'm going to throw some jokes out there. I'm going to try to make light of it and have fun with it. This is sad because like $325 plus tax. So it's like $350 something. And $4 shipping for BBTS. And what's going on? What is happening with this? Well, we'll get into that. What's BBTS doing about it? Which is, it's going to be a little frustrating. If I was in this situation, I wouldn't like what's going on, but I'm not. I dodged the bullets. So anyway, this picture, you couldn't get a more perfect shot of it, but the droopiness in the wings was a downer for him, and it's just like he tried to fix one, the other one falls, fix the other one falls. It's just frustrating, and the things look so good. The shininess, the chrome. Now, Bobby says he's going to be making some phone calls and writing some stern letters and all this kind of stuff, emails and all that. But I'm fairly certain he's going to get something else, but it's going to have the same exact issues. Like every one of his issues, it's going to be the same one. I will say this, though. One positive, these have clear taillights, which is the Chase. It is like a very rare variant in the vintage line to get a clear taillights. These have clear taillights, so you can have droopy wings with clear taillights. I just popped open 4 or 5 of mine just to check them, and they all stand up better than this. All my stand up better than this. Oh, these also have side view mirrors. Again, this is still a culprit, and I'm pointing this out because I guess we're getting into another person's review here. But all of these issues we had with the Rhino, for the most part, Bobby had them with his Rhino, and he was so excited to open his Rhino, but to see all these issues with the smokestack being loose, and we're going to get into all of that. Just trust me. But Bobby had all those issues. So no reason to snag anymore. Go over to check BOTVSCON out if you want to see all of that. Now, this is Helm's Deep 1612. Now, this is the first I've seen of somebody getting one of these 40th anniversary black and gold ones, and all of the issues continue to follow this. It does look like the smokestack's tightened up a little bit more, so I don't know if they specifically try to fix that, but you still see the droopiness in the back on the ATV, and he didn't really say anything. It was all, I think this was all music, and just he put these things in here. Exhaust pipe's not wobbly, but doors are loose, and I mean, it's really hard. This video was really hard to kind of get an idea of what's good and what's bad. But with that, it seems like all these issues are carrying over except the exhaust pipe. And with that, he's done. He's showing right here, doors loose. Okay, so I mean, this is, go check his video out if you want to watch it. But you're gonna have to read. You have to pay close attention, and these things only pop up for like 2-3 seconds. They're not up for like a good 30-40 seconds. So he did compare all of them. One of the things I got from his video, though, so I mean, I want to give him a shout out, because the color variation on the special edition Rhino and the regular release look exactly the same. I don't see any difference to me. And then, of course, I'm looking at this video in person. I don't know if it's the same. Of course, he wasn't narrating it. He was just putting some subtitles up and stuff. So with that, the black and gold looks cool. I'd be interested in it. Wasn't going to drop almost $5,000 to get it, though. I mean, my goal wasn't $1,000 to get 4 more vehicle repaints. I mean, that wasn't my goal in all this. I didn't know I was buying Fans Toys figures here, but I guess you're buying Fans Toys. Would Fans Toys put this out? Well, they'd have die-cast in it, and it would be tight, not loose, and floppy, and probably work right. Again, the figures are cool. I like this. I want these in a figure pack, but I guess, they're going to be, and from the postings, the weird nonsense they're doing, they're going to be really stubborn about giving you these repaint figures. You're going to have to, you got to spend $500 or screw you. We're not going to let you have $13 figure packs. Although that would probably make them 1,000 times more profit than what they've done already. I mean, I got an NBA. I don't know what they have. I don't know. I've had 24 years experience. I don't know what they have. So, I mean, I could give them advice. If they want to consult with me, I could help them. I mean, it's all basic, simple, easy business that I learned in 1997. This here is Night Wolf Pro, showing again he's got an issue with his smokestack, and I think this guy had issues with everything else. But it's just like, I can't not see this everywhere. It's everywhere I turn. I can't open Facebook without the whole thing. It's just everybody having an issue with these. I mean, it's so widespread. It's such a big deal. You're like, and right now it's all on the backs of BBTS. So what's BBTS going to do about it? For the first 3 days that they hit people's mailboxes, BBTS was radio silent. Nobody got an answer out of it. And I think people that directly called them, they were like, we don't know what we're doing yet. We will have to contact you back. So they figured out what they're going to do. They're making you send it all back. The guy whose main issue, he said he just wants a new Bruce. Had to box up everything and send everything back to get a new Bruce. Now, I think it might have just been the Rhino, but everything in that Rhino box had to get sent back. And just to get a new Bruce with an unbroken leg. This is just insane. Like, you can't send out just a Bruce. And so here's the problem. Everything that's manufactured in this has some level of issue to it. And look, I mean, this is false advertising, because there is no way to make those wings stand up like that. Well, I don't have it in hand. I haven't stretched the spring yet. But even if you stretch the spring, after you pop it 5 times, you got to re-stretch the spring. So it's one of those things that every single one of these is a Schrodinger's box of, will you have 3 or 9 issues? And that's just how it is. That is how it is going to be going forward with this. All this stuff is tainted. All of this stuff has these flaws and issues with it. And yeah, you might get one that's less tainted, but it's still going to have an issue. Every one of these is going to have some level of issue. The Condor, the rotors aren't going to stick out that straight. It's just not possible to get them to stick out that straight, unless, I guess, you super glue them. So it's, how did they even get this picture? Is this all digitally generated and it's like, we wish it looked like this, but we know it doesn't? And then they knew these issues were going on when they made that video out on the dock, or, well, it was kind of like on the river, but when they made that video, they fumbled with all these issues. And I was like, well, they just don't know what they're doing. These are like executives that know what they're doing. Why don't they have the creator handle them and show you exactly how it's supposed to work. But they had the same issues back then. And I just thought it was like these dudes just have no idea what they're doing. You know, it's like some frat guys that, you know, have a break from college and they're out here playing with some toys and don't know how to play with them. I don't know. But it's kind of crazy. Let's get into what their response is. This should read, "We're sorry for all the issues that you're having. We are going to send out corrected items to everybody that has any issue. And we have a second run of these," or something along those lines. Or something. No. Loyal subjects in and outs. Ends the 80 cartoon nostalgia, growing toy collections, retro style figures that feel like time travel. If you time traveled back, Kendra would have done a better job. Gem, level, glitter, and glam. These people are hyper obsessed with Gem for some reason. They think Gem is their biggest brand, I guess. The sacred ritual of unboxing. Shelfies with LED glow-ups. Theme songs stuck in your head all day. Outs, minimalist anything. Growing out of toys isn't on the out. Dark display shelves. Oh my gosh, you should not have a dark display shelf. Not playing with your most loved toys. Beige, grayish, and anything Jim would roll her eyes at, calling collections clutter. Okay, so these are the people that are working on Wave 2. And this is their concern over quality control. Over giving you a product that's going to meet expectations. I don't know. What do you guys think about all this? I guess I'm done talking about this. I'm just going to go sleep. I don't know. No, I'm actually going to go pop all my functions on my kidder and watch them work properly. That's what I'm going to do. Probably going to cancel my last 2 items that I had at BBTS because I'll just wait for the clearance, the 70% off, 90% off, who knows? Because these are all faulty. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe to Hanger Out.